Hello, you're watching Shalom World News. I'm Donna Villa from Chicago, USA. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. In a significant move, the Holy Father has responded in detail to 5 Dubia questions submitted by Cardinals Walter Bradmuller and Raymond Burke with the support of 3 others in July. Replying to the first question as to whether divine revelation should be reinterpreted based on cultural changes, the pontiff said that it was immutable and always binding, although new challenges can stimulate everyone to express its aspects in a better way. Another key question asked by the cardinals was whether the widespread norm of blessing same-sex unions was in accordance with Revelation and the Magisterium. To this question, the Pope said that the Church understands marriage as an exclusive and indissoluble union between a man and a woman, naturally open to procreation. He said only this union can be called marriage. The cardinals also asked the Supreme Pontiff whether the theology of the Church has changed, allowing for women to be ordained. In his reply, the Pope said that although the ordination of only men to the priesthood was not a dogmatic definition, yet it must be adhered to by all, and no one can contradict it. On Sunday, October 1st, the Holy Father announced that there would be a meeting with children at the Vatican on November 6. The event, which is sponsored by the Dicastery for Culture and Education, will take place in the Paul VI Hall. The meeting of children carries the theme, "Let us learn from boys and girls." While concluding the Angelus, Pope Francis said that it would be an event to show the dream we all have, quote, "to go back to having the pure sentiments of children because the kingdom of heaven belongs to them," end quote. He was accompanied by 5 children from 5 continents during the event. Pope Francis said, "Children teach everyone how to be transparent in relationships and how to welcome strangers and care for creation." Police in Brazil arrested a 54-year-old man who tried to set fire a Catholic church in the diocese of Campos on Saturday, September 30th. Witnesses said that a man threw oil on the altar, benches, and corridors of Our Lady of Grace Church in Itaperuna, but was prevented from setting off a fire. After the incident, he tried to escape through the streets of the neighborhood only to be apprehended by police and taken into custody. Bishop Roberto Francisco Paz of Campos said that throwing of oil on the altar, ambo, and the walls shows an evil intention as it was fuel oil. He said the act shows a restriction of religious freedom with an intimidating intent to the faithful. In the last 3 years, around 10 churches in Baisada, Campista suffered from acts of vandalism, break-ins, and theft. The last case was in June in the Nossa Senhora de Fatima Chapel in Bacurao. The Syriac Catholic Archbishop of Mosul in Iraq called on the Prime Minister to conduct a broader probe into the recent wedding fire incident that claimed the lives of more than 100 people. Speaking to the media, Archbishop Benedict Yunan Hano said he would resort to legal measures to reach the truth regarding the wedding fire disaster. He also demanded an intensive investigation that included the nature of the legal duties of the employees who were dismissed in the wake of the disaster. While reiterating that he was closely following the probe, the Archbishop said that the struggle between politicians for positions in the wake of tragedies is very shameful. He also expressed hope that the government would declare the area where the fire occurred as a disaster zone. The prelate expressed surprise over the reasons cited by the Interior Ministry behind the high number of casualties. He also cited how Christians in Hamdaniya were made scapegoats for the incident. The European Court of Human Rights has rejected Romania's appeal against an earlier verdict of the top court mandating the recognition of same-sex relationships. In May, the ECHR issued a verdict in a lawsuit filed by 42 people against the Romanian state 4 years ago. The plaintiffs argue that the European nation violated Article 8 of the Convention of the Court of Human Rights, which says people have the right to respect private and family life. The court found that Romania failed to ensure this right to its citizens. However, the Romanian state appealed to a higher chamber of the ECHR, but the panel of judges rejected the appeal last week. The verdict will face stiff opposition from a significant proportion of voters from the ruling coalition. In a similar manner, the highly influential Orthodox Church will strongly oppose the ruling. A Catholic order of women religious is being recognized for its extraordinary efforts to preach Christ to the suffering masses in Ukraine as the war rages. American NGO Catholic Extension has named the Sisters of the Order of St. Basil the Great as the recipient of its coveted Lumen Christi Award for 2023-2024. This key recognition is granted to those who radiate and reveal the love of Jesus wherever they serve. The Brazilian nuns will be given $25,000 to support their ministry among the suffering people of Ukraine. The Ukrainian Archbishop of Philadelphia, whose metropolitan nominated the nuns, will also be awarded the same amount. For more than a century, the nuns' Jesus Lover of Humanity province in Jenkintown has been based within the Archbishop. The nuns were chosen from nominations submitted by 41 dioceses. 6 other finalists were awarded $10,000 to support their pastoral activities. Pope Francis has revealed that the theme for the upcoming 58th World Communications Day will be Artificial Intelligence and Wisdom of the Heart for fully human communication. The announcement was made on the Feast of the Holy Archangels, Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael. The World Communications Day will be observed in May next year, and the theme highlights the Pope's focus on the intersection of technology and human connection. He is also emphasizing the importance of incorporating both artificial intelligence and heartfelt wisdom in our communication endeavors. The Special Military Task Force in Nigeria has announced that they have captured 8 persons who allegedly murdered a Catholic seminarian. Stephen Naaman was burned alive on September 7 at St. Raphael Parish in Kaduna State. Captain James Oya, the spokesperson for the Special Forces, said that those arrested are suspected not only of the assault on the parish and of the death of Naaman, but also of the death of Dorothy Konatha, who was killed on September 1 in the village of Afana. Bandits attacked the parish with the aim of kidnapping the 2 priests stationed there. When they failed in their mission, they set fire the rectory, killing the seminarian who was residing there. The spokesperson said that the rapid deployment of troops made it possible to save the vicar, Father Emmanuel Okolo, and his assistant. A panel of esteemed former judges appointed by India's Supreme Court has issued a directive to the government of the state of Manipur to take immediate action in identifying and safeguarding all religious structures. This comes in the wake of ongoing ethnic violence in the northeastern state, in which scores of churches and church buildings have either been destroyed or damaged. This move by the top court is aimed at addressing the ongoing conflict and assuring the safety of those sacrosanct structures. As the Supreme Court has emphasized, all religious structures should be protected, whether they are currently in use or have been vandalized, destroyed, or set on fire. The panel also urged the government to safeguard the homes of those who had abandoned their communities due to the sectarian violence raging since May. The persecution of the church in Nicaragua by the Sandinista regime is going on unabated. In the latest incident, the authorities arrested 2 Catholic priests on Sunday, the 1st of October. One of them hails from the Diocese of Esteli, while the other one is from the Diocese of Jinotega. The arrests were confirmed by El Confidencial newspaper. Incidentally, the administrator of Esteli Diocese is Bishop Rolando Alvarez, who is currently imprisoned by the dictatorship. The detained priests are Father Julio Ricardo Norori of San Juan Evangelista Parish of San Juan del Rio, Coco of Madrid, and Father Ivan Centeno of Immaculate Conception Parish in Jalapa. According to sources, a third Catholic priest was also arrested by authorities. Father Cristobal Gadea of Our Lady of Mercy Parish in El Cua is feared to have been arrested. There are also reports that a fourth priest, Father Eric Ramirez Velasquez of Cristo Rey Parish in Telpaneca, was also arrested by the dictatorship. America's youngest surviving premature babies born in the state of Ohio have been taken home for the first time after spending 138 days in neonatal intensive care unit at Cleveland Clinic Hillcrest Hospital. Both Kimya and her twin brother DJ Jackson were born at just 22 weeks and weighed just 12 and 15 ounces each. The strong spirit of protection of their mother, Kimberly Jackson, and the impeccable care and treatment provided by the hospital's nurses and doctors helped the twins survive, although only had 10 to 20% chance of making it. Kimberly began losing amniotic fluid early in pregnancy, resulting to premature birth. Soon after birth, both Jackson and Kimya had to be resuscitated and intubated. For more than 4 months, the twins had to remain in the neonatal intensive care unit, where their progress was monitored closely. The survival story of this amazing pair of twins is expected to touch Ohioans who are heading to the polls next month to vote on issues having grave consequences for the unborn. The Catholic Archbishop of Cincinnati, Ohio, has urged Catholic believers to vote down a ballot initiative that is a threat to human life and dignity. Voters in Ohio are going to decide on issue 1, which is the right to make reproductive decisions, including abortion initiative. The homily of Archbishop Dennis Schnurr was played at Masses on Sunday, October 1, which was observed as Respect Life Sunday in the United States. In his homily, the prelate said that November 7 ballot seeks to enshrine the right to abort innocent life in the womb at any time of pregnancy while harming women and families. If residents vote yes, then it would establish a state constitutional right to make and carry out reproductive decisions, including ones regarding abortion. The Archbishop said the amendment language is so broad and so vague that a yes vote opens up the right to abortion with no restrictions. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us tomorrow. In the meantime, you can visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.